All right, welcome back to Rav's Bowling at 4 o'clock. For some reason, Chucky Schumer is mad that Trump is doing the job that he was elected to do as president. He threw a whole fit about Trump's trip to Asia, even though the president is accomplishing every international goal on his to-do list right now. Here's Chucky Schumer, who is the real reason for the government shutdown. Take a listen to his latest round of complaints.
5 days away. Starting this Saturday, tens of millions of Americans face the specter of financial crisis, all while Donald Trump is dancing on the tarmac in Malaysia. Donald Trump may be having a nice time abroad, but people here at home are dreading open enrollment. Insurance plans that cost $300 or $400 a month will suddenly cost $2,000 a month or more, because Republicans prefer to shut the government down over working with Democrats to extend the ACA tax credits. Consequently, the average ACA plan is set to more than double starting next year. The average 60-year-old couple making $85,000 a year will soon have to pay an extra $22,000 or more just to have health insurance.
So, we talk about how much we dislike politicians because they're hypocrites, they're liars, they're full of crap, right? So the ACA tax credit that Schumer's talking about right there, do you know who sunset the ACA tax credit this year, who put it into the original Obamacare bill? Democrats. They're the ones who came up with this year as the sunset for the tax credit that Chuck Schumer is now blaming Trump for shutting down. It was their plan. We wanted no part of it. And they insisted on it. It passed. It got jammed through when it was Obama and a Democrat House and Senate. They pushed it through and they sunset the ACA tax credit this year. Chucky, you can't blame Trump that you were responsible for yourself. Hypocrites, every one of them. Joe Biden made a surprise appearance. Yeah, he's still alive, I guess. And did his very best to, rally their troops. It wasn't pretty. Take a listen to old Joe.
In over 50 years in elected public life, this is the worst I've seen it. It's time to get re-engaged. It's time to act, to fight like hell. This is no time to give up. It's time to get up. Get up now. Get up.
I don't know. I think it's time for old Joe to spend the rest of his time ice cream. Jean-Pierre was asked if she has any regrets from her time in the White House and gave one of the worst responses possible. I guess her years of lying to the American people, all four of them, didn't keep her up at night anymore. Listen to just a little snippet about this nonsense from the former White House. Let me correct that. The worst former White House press secretary in the history of press secretaries.
Karine, do you have any regrets at all for anything that you said while you were speaking on behalf of this administration? It's a simple yes or no. You don't even know.
No, because you're asking for a yes or no question. I want to put some context to it too. I woke up every day. I woke up every day very proud to be the White House press secretary. I woke up every day as a Black woman who is queer, who no one had ever seen someone like me at that podium standing behind that lectern. It was an honor and a privilege to have that job. And I did it to the best of my abilities.
First day on the job, she was the original press secretary of Biden. The first day on the job, she had no idea what she was doing. She had a book this big. Any question like, oh, what's your middle name? She'd have to page through this book to get an answer that was pre-written for her. She's been horrible. The last year and a half of the Biden presidency, she said he was the sharpest president in the history of presidents, including two-term presidents. The woman lies. She lies so much, her hair went straight. Jasmine Crockett and Kaitlan Collins just created a TV first on CNN. Jasmine, as she always does, started lying through her teeth. Her exaggerations were so egregious that Kaitlan Collins actually fact-checked her on air. Here's a clip from this mess of a CNN segment.
Do you believe this will be the week that Congress comes to an agreement here?
I have no idea. I mean, you started off talking about the fact that the president is in Japan. The president has time to do everything but what he needs to focus on. In fact, we heard the press secretary say that his main priority is the ballroom that no one asked for, the ballroom that requires him to destroy historic pieces of the White House. And so it doesn't seem like he's interested.
And that context of the comment from Kaitlan Leavitt, she was asked if the president was working on any other renovations when it came to the White House, and she was saying his focus was the ballroom. But to your point about what the president,
this is the extent of the fact checking. I mean, Jasmine Crockett, she's a very intelligent woman. She's a lawyer. She's an intelligent woman. She's beautiful. Why is she such a liberal lunatic? Just be fair. How many presidents have renovated portions of the White House? I think a half a dozen, at least, including Obama and his basketball court. Tampon Timmy Walz just admitted that the Democrats don't want the government to reopen because they're using it as leverage over Trump. He really said that, folks. He said the quiet part out loud.
I know Democrats are ready to go. I know they're ready to come back and do this. They're ready to come back and protect things that had passed the legislature. They are not willing to come back and let an authoritarian president do whatever he wants.
I mean, the sad reality is that is what goes on. I mean, all these shutdowns do is that both sides just take the opportunity to find leverage against the other. The problem is this time, Trump's got the White House, the House, and the Senate. He has the leverage. They look like clowns. The latest hoax on the left, the ballroom hoax, right? The ballroom hoax is getting more and more dramatic by the day. According to Tampon Timmy Walz, people have no food because of Trump's plans to remodel the House ballroom. Not sure about the connection of the two, but listen anyway.
This is not a both sidesism. This is owned by the Republicans. It is owned by their ability to want to have anything their way. They've got a president that is pulling money back that was appropriated by the legislature, which these legislators, I'm glad they are, would be horrified by that idea, giving up their authority as an independent branch. So I know Democrats are ready to go. I know they're ready to come back and do this. They're ready to come back and protect things that had passed the legislature. They are not willing to come back and let an authoritarian president do whatever he wants. The people are going to be lined up out here to get food, and we're talking about a damn ballroom. Don't lose the plot. Don't lose the plot of what's going on here.
Well, the plot is that you're an idiot, Tampon Timmy. The ballroom is completely funded by donors that Trump has arranged. It doesn't cost the taxpayer a dime, not a single penny. Get your team back to the White House and negotiate a settlement on the shutdown, and people will start getting their EBT cards again. By the way, wait till November 1st when the EBT cards die and they're not being refunded by the government. Watch how fast the Democrats come back to the table. I would predict within 3 or 4 days of the EBT cards being emptied and not refurbished, they'll come back to the table. My guess, Pramila Jayapal, the lunatic left-wing congresswoman, went on MSNBC to advocate for terrorists after the United States struck several suspected narco-terrorists in the Pacific. Listen.
The United States is going to be bombing all kinds of people with no evidence. And most disturbing is that this is not how the Constitution is supposed to work. This is not how the powers of Congress are supposed to work. There is supposed to be a check and a balance. So Lindsey Graham is absolutely wrong. This is murder. And it is absolutely unconstitutional for the president to start declaring war on any country. By the way, Anna, the American people don't want this either. This is the president that was supposed to get us out of wars, not into wars.
Marco Rubio says that they've absolutely indisputable proof that each one of these boats is a narco-terrorist. I have no problem killing narco-terrorists, terrorists, narcotics dealers. I have no problem killing them. The libertarian in me says, let's get them in, let's take the boats, let's confiscate the boats, let's get these people in, throw them in jail and kill them if you want. But just make sure that everyone is what we think they are. That's all. That's all. I'm not defending them at all, folks. Kill them, wipe them out. But let's just make sure everyone who's in a boat that's getting bombed is actual narco-terrorists. All righty. Said it before. I'm going to thank you right now because this show is growing 100 times faster than any new average YouTube show. Killing it. We got a guy this week who was an influencer, good-looking guy, big guy, outdoorsman, huge guy, who's now a boxer, who says he can kick Jake Paul's butt. He says there's no man he can't beat, and you got to see this guy fight. What a guy. Go to that QR code I'm going to show you right here. Show that QR code, guys. There you go. Show your camera to that. Hit the little subscribe button. It'll subscribe to the show immediately. It'll never charge you, never cost. Just gets you to the top of the queue when you go on YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's at Eric Bowling The Edge. At Eric Bowling The Edge. Hit subscribe. I thank you for your viewership. I thank you for sharing, for your comments. I thank you for all that, and especially for your subscriptions. Appreciate you. We'll be back 2.5 minutes.
Listen, come with the level of